Good morning, afternoon, or evening. We're going to get right into it with a strength block. First exercise is a kneel to squat. We'll take one weight. I started with 5 pounds. I am just getting back to a better fitness routine with some weights. I noticed I will be able to definitely move up to 8s next time and maybe even 10. For just a single weight. So here we go. Step forward into a squat. Try to stay as low as you can. You can switch sides or you can step up with the same knee each time because we'll be doing this twice. This is 35 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. Keeping the arms extended from the shoulder height and trying to keep the weight in the heels as you step up. Gently back down. So slow and steady is the way to go. A full 35 seconds may not sound like a long time, but while you're doing it, it is. Next is plank walkouts. Basically, you stay in a plank and you walk your hands forward, pause for a moment, and then walk them back. Thinking about drawing the belly button towards the spine, keeping the glutes activated, resetting your body each time you go back to plank. So making sure you're in a straight line from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. Trying not to dip down in the belly or hip area. And keeping the butt from lifting up toward the ceiling. So just walking forward, walking back. Getting more of the core activated here. Into the arms and shoulders, into the upper back. Next exercise, we have a side lunge, I think. Yes, a side lunge with a shoulder press. So you hinge at the hips, stick the butt back, bend the knee, and then you step together, lift the knee up as you press the weight up toward the ceiling. So when you pull the weight in with the elbow towards the chest, then stand up, then push it up. Don't pull it out to the side. Try to make everything very meticulous and controlled. Again, keeping the core activated. Next, we have our wide squat heel lifts with a press. We're pressing forward from the chest, pulling back into the chest. So down, lift the heels, press out, lower the heels, pull in, stand up. Press out, down, lift the heels, lower the heels, stand back up. Always lower the heels to stand back up. I mean, you don't have to, but that's what we're doing in this exercise. If you want to stand up with the heels lifted, that is just adding a little extra spice if you want it. And then I think this is the last exercise before we begin again. And that exercise is, it's a hollow hold with the head down with a tricep extension, like a skull crusher. So here you can see I have one knee bent because my core is not that strong. So I have one leg out straight, hovering, drawing the belly button in, keeping the lower back drawing towards the mat. I'm taking a break here. Yeah, there I go. I'm back into it. So you can take a break, pull the knees into the chest, and then come back to it right away, as soon as you can. Now we begin again with our kneel to squat, holding the weight forward. No higher than the shoulders, no lower than the shoulders, just forward. Step up to your squat, step down. Try to keep the knees from drawing in. Try to keep them straight forward. You can step your feet together. That will help keep your knees from drawing in. a little bit. Just think about pressing through the entire sole of your foot with a little of the weight being in the heel. Focus on the weight majority into the heel. All right, back to our plank walks. I'm coming to the very back end of the mat, so I have room to walk my hands forward. You could try to walk forward all the way out if you want to, almost to where you're on your belly, if you can do that. I'm not quite that strong in the shoulder socket. But here I am, walking forward, just pausing for a moment. Here comes the dog. I hold my plank as she gets through. Nope, I didn't. I had to move her. And then it beeps. And then I felt bad because she slipped on the slippery floor. Now we have our side lunge with a shoulder press and a knee lift. So we're doing the other side this time, the whole time on this one side. Side lunge, tap the weight down, pull it in, and then balance, lift the knee, press up overhead. Sending the hips back every time you go into your side lunge. Go as fast or slow. You can balance, or you can even go into your side lunge, step the feet together, tap the toe down, and then lift the knee and press the arm. You don't have to balance from side lunge into your knee lift unless you want to. Here we have our squats with our heel lifts. So we squat down, lift the heel, press forward, pull it back in, stand up for 35 seconds. And here I'm doing this in shorts. I am 52, almost 53 years old. I have all the jiggles and the puff and the fluff. And I am here working it hard. Doesn't matter what you look like. It matters how you feel after all this. And eventually, when you feel good and you keep going, you will look good. Or you look good anyway, and then you'll look better. So here we are, hollow hold. Head is down. You can lift your head for a little extra spice. Lifting through the upper body, not just the neck. And then we have our skull crushers, keeping the upper arm perpendicular to the mat or floor. Just the elbow is bending and straightening. Bending and straightening. Weights are coming on either side of the head. Or you can use one weight and imagine tapping it to where your forehead meets your hairline. There I was bending one knee and keeping one leg straight. You can bend both knees. You can straighten both knees. Keep your feet to a hover. Wherever you are in your fitness journey, just challenge yourself. So now, here is the second block. If you need a break, press pause. We're going to go into some knee mobility. So we're going to get in our stance. So we'll do a moving lunge with a hamstring stretch. So we're going to lean and bring your knee past your toes, which they tell you not to do, but we're going to do it. You're going to lean forward, and then you're going to press into that heel and straighten the leg. Lean forward again, get that hamstring stretch. 4 on one side and then 4 on the other. If you feel any pinpoint pain, trying to get away from the dog and she keeps following me around. If you feel any pinpoint pain in your knee, don't lean forward. Don't bring the knee past the toe. Just do a nice shallow lunge. Maybe reach your arms up overhead. Then straighten the knee, hinge forward, get that hamstring stretch. Don't lock the knees out. Next, we have bicep curls. We're just going to do bicep curls through the whole minute. So this is a minute on, no rest. A minute on, no rest. I can't get any farther away from the dog. I am so sorry. She's barking in the background. I'm too lazy to redo this. So keep your elbows tight to your body. Just again, bending and straightening the elbows, keeping the upper arm still, keeping all the joints stacked, nice and tall, keeping the core activated, glutes activated, soft in the joints, so don't lock your knees out. Don't lock your elbows when you bring it down. Bring those weights down, just keep them active. Keep that slight bend in the elbow to keep the movement active. So now we're going to go back into those lunges. So we get into our lunge position, reach forward, lean forward, see how my knee is passing my toe. Then we stand up and bend forward, get that hamstring stretch. Pushing through the heel as you straighten your leg. Get in that stretch. This is hard and feels good all at the same time. Reach if you want to. And press to the back heel. That'll kind of keep you from feeling like you're going to topple over. Keeping that back leg reaching back. I could even put a little bit more pressing into my heel in the back, straightening that back leg just a little bit more. I could sit here and critique myself all day long. As long as you're not feeling any pain in your lower back. If you are, take the lean out of it and just bend the knee and straighten. Just a lunge into a wide stance forward and back. Next, we have our goddess or sumo leg side bend. So sink the butt down. Keep the hips from tipping. Don't shift over to one leg or the other. Knees are bent out to the side. Toes are facing out to the side. They're like at 10 and 2, maybe even almost 9 and 3, but not quite. Nice and wide. Sink down as low as you can. One arm is reaching over, the other is scooping under in the opposite direction. Nice side bends here. Getting legs and core involved. Now we have our tricep extensions. So you can step up on a block to keep the lower back from arching, or you can just come into like a shallow lunge, like you're not really lunging too much, you're just kind of leaning, bending the front knee, leaning forward slightly, and taking those weights. Again, the elbows are right next to the head. Upper arm stays still. We're just bending and straightening the elbow. That's it. Trying to keep the elbows in your peripheral vision. You don't want them to be out of sight. So you want them slightly forward, but not too forward. I'm switching legs just in case my one leg is getting burnt out. We continue pressing the weight up toward the ceiling. Starting to feel the burn in the triceps now. I have 5-pound dumbbells in each hand. You can drop one dumbbell and just use one, and or use a heavier dumbbell and just use one. Cut it out. But you should be getting tired toward the last 20 seconds. You should want to not be doing it anymore. Same with all of these exercises. These 1-minute exercises, you should want to stop by the time you only have 20 seconds left. Just keep reaching and scooping, reaching and scooping. No. Keeping the hips down if you can. I'm starting to inch up. I need to reset myself. And I think that's it. So now you would stretch, cool down, or go on your run or walk or whatever else you're going to do today. If not, make sure